Hello everyone, and let's talk about some smart strategies for generative AI in law firms. Now, generative AI is very helpful for law firms. I've worked with a number of them, and I've seen that it improves drafting, research, and analysis, but it does require careful oversight. Ethical use safeguards are really important, as well as verification and checking. It enhances client service with faster and more accurate outcomes if you use it correctly. But some people don't use it correctly. There was a New York attorney who was fined $5,000 for citing fake cases. Another Texas attorney was fined $2,000 for fictional AI citations. That underscores the need for verifying AI outputs effectively in legal documents and highlights the duty of lawyers to maintain oversight over whatever the AI produces. The ABA, American Bar Association, provides some formal guidance in its Opinion 512 on the benefits and risks of AI. It talks about the need for competence in truly understanding AI tools and limitations, confidentiality in maintaining safeguards for client-sensitive info. Clients must be informed when AI has a material impact on their cases, and there needs to be ethical billing that ensures transparency and fairness in AI services. In order to achieve these outcomes that the ABA advocates, you need to have good training for your lawyers and clear policies to support responsible generative AI adoption in law firms. The training needs to cover technical use of generative AI, ethical risks, and good workflows. Clear AI policies are going to define tasks effectively, have oversight processes, and what are the content review protocols. You need to have oversight committees in your firm to ensure compliance with broad firm guidelines and provide workshops and case studies to reinforce ethical AI use regularly. Now, employee inclusion is really important to reduce fears of displacement and skill loss among employees in order to avoid resistance or address resistance to generative AI adoption, which is definitely an issue. Firms, of course, must also vet vendors to make sure that the AI that they're getting is high quality and secure, and you need to make sure that your AI use is going to be client-friendly and client-oriented. I'll tell you about a mid-sized law firm of over 150 staff that I worked with to help them integrate generative AI. And at first, they faced some resistance during generative AI integration. That's why they hired me. Employees were criticizing generative AI outputs as lacking nuance, being error-prone, and they also had fears of resistance around generative AI. So what we did was we did a survey and some focus groups to get feedback. And we found that there were people who were using generative AI very effectively, others who were getting a lot of errors and lacking nuance. They didn't know how to use generative AI well. And some of them didn't really want to know because of those fears of resistance. So we did some workshops on how to use generative AI effectively and also on the ethics of using generative AI, which helped ensure that skills, that competence that the ABA called for, that improved employee satisfaction with generative AI, and use of generative AI went from about 28% of all employees to about 78%, which is great. Cross-functional teams improved data sharing and reduced client onboarding time by 40% over the next 6 months. The generative AI integration reduced document review by 25% over the next 6 months, and productivity rose by 20% for clients who approved generative AI use. That was a culture shift that reframed generative AI as a tool for efficiency and effectiveness and accuracy, and that was very important for that law firm. So I want you to think about these lessons and think about the ABA guidance. You can really become much more effective and efficient in your legal practice if you integrate generative AI effectively and if you overcome resistance to it. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show, providing you with this guidance. Please make sure to subscribe wherever you checked out the show and leave a review. It helps others discover the show and helps us improve the show. And if you have any questions, email me at Gleb, Gleb, @disasteravoidanceexperts.com.